Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes, big cat. Happy 1st of October, darling dear. Yes, baby, the year is nearly done. Over with, kaput, as we what? Put our eyes and our mind on the prize, darling dear, which is thyself, the Most High, and where you've got to get to. The planetary energies are a vibrant, waxing moon in Sagittarius, the only weaponized zodiac sign, is opening up an energetic portal, darling dears, to illuminate the greater aspects of your life. 111 on the counter, darling dear, manifestation mode. This is a lesson in leadership for many. And it can be a release of the old ways in the collective struggle. Yes, you're weaponizing, darling dear. Sagittarius, the 9th house, you've got an abstract philosophical mind. Yes. You're into the transformation, darling dear. As well as learning new things. Some of you are planning, plotting, and strategizing journeys to foreign lands, no less. Open your mind to new possibilities and walk away from outdated approaches. Your inner rebel, the rogue, big cat, the rogue, will take priority over other people's expectations. When you expect too much, darling dears, you assume things, and assume makes an ass of you and me. Well, not me, because I told you, I don't get smoked, darling dear. Here at Don't Get Smoked Central. Listen, I've got my third eye buffed up to a lovely, fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely shine, darling dears. As I sip my mocha. Some people are going to show their inner rage. Yes, baby, in one way or another today. They're going to be acting up, throwing tantrums, putting all of their toys out of their pram. Right palm is itching me, darling. Yes, Skrilla.com is coming. And as you know, I'm Reiki Master, and I share that universal energy, that abundance is for all. Yes, baby, they're going to be rageful, full of tantrums, right? Not happy. They need to keep that, what, in a circle of sadness. The Skullduggerous moon, as I said, is in Sagittarius, right? Which is going to be triggering our solar plexus, darling dears. Asking you to purify and cleanse your anger if you are holding any anger. Anger leads to what? Gray hair, right? Wrinkles, right? A bad attitude, misery, right? And what? Taking poison and waiting for other people to die. It'll never happen. Never happen. The wounds are still there, darling dear. And some of them will be with you for life. The lesson is to take the path that others are afraid to walk. Knowing that you might be doing it alone, darling dear, the cost of breaking societal norms can be lonely, but it's a process of understanding thyself, claiming independence, right? Knowing that your spiritual journey was what? A singular call, right? Not a conference call. And when you feel it in your waters, darling dears, this is when you must act. We also have Venus in Libra in opposition to Jupiter in Aries. There is a strong possibility, a strong one, darling dear, that some relationships will be kaput, going down Bobby Brown, a full-on lead balloon. It's going to be over. Get the black bags. And in some cases, you'll have to what? Sit them down quietly as you move in silencio. More or less, in a lot of situations, you're giving them the same energy they give you. They call you, you call them. They come see you, you don't go see them. Nah, I'm just joking. But what I'm saying is you're giving people the energy that they're giving out. And they're going to have tantrums, darling. They're not going to like it. You have to understand, right, that the sudden ending of relationships, the aspect, right, cuts you from the toxic people, whether you realize it or not. that they are truly toxic. The universe has a way of separating or highlighting things that need to be highlighted. But you have to pay attention, lest you what? Lose your hairline. I told you. Reverse Friar Tuck is so 2017. Big Cat rule number 457. When the math ain't mathing, darling dear, as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, wayshowers, and spiritual guides, from Keitha to Malkuth. Namaste. Energies. Up, 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 big cat. Up, up. As we what? Dive into these peccadillos. When the math ain't mathing. When your futuristic ideas are what? Being cursed, darling dear. When you realize that the unavoidable change where you've evolved past the final exam of what? Being at your threshold, your stress threshold, blood. When you realize the only second chance you get in life is when you roll the dice for thy own self, darling dear. You understood that forgiveness is the key, right? Yes, to everything. You have to forgive them in order to call judgment on Keitha. Yes, yes. Put them on the spiritual docket and all that. You're realizing that there are many amongst you, darling dears. They didn't want to come off the field. They didn't want to go into the barn. More fool them. You can't wait for them, darling dear, because we've discussed the levels. The levels, darling dears. Stepping back in your spiritual journey, in your understanding, in the rebuilding of your finances, in the what? Teaching your progeny in the way you want them to go, even though everybody has free will and free mind. You can still lay down the what? Incidentals, right? Your rebirth, darling dear. It has to be what? You've got to be like Smeagol with it. Because you're learning a new way for yourself. You're addressing childhood trauma. You're addressing the patterns that it put you in, realizing that what? You was living someone else's life, a life that was put upon you from childhood. You're understanding some wounds, as I've told you for myself. They won't heal, darling dear, but you'll learn to what? Bear them and understand they are what? Lessons to be learned when the math ain't mathing. Transformation isn't easy, but it's freely out there for all who are willing to what? Do the DNS like a boss. I had to look over my shoulder. I told you, I'm the red light, green light champion of 79. Yes. As are you, Big Cat, as you continue to what? Bend the matrix. As the Big Cat Chronicles continues. Let's dive in, darling dears. We're going to use the Soul and the Mermaid Oracle decks to get our message. One from each, eh? Base of the deck, purpose, North Node kind of a thing. Be on your purpose. Be about thy father's business, darling dear. The Most High Father God. Be on your purpose. Don't care if no one else understands. It's not for them. It's not a conference call. I've already said it, but I will reiterate it a few times. Because we'll go and check me boo. So what's the message, the ancestral message from the soul cards? Honesty, darling dear. Honesty is the best policy, and the hardest truths you will always tell is to yourself, especially when you've been in the what? Kryptonite comfort zone of the rinse and repeat, realizing the math weren't mathing, but you found a way to what? Desensitize yourself and still carry on. You've got to be honest. You've got to rip that band-aid off. You've got to refuse the free ride on the spiritual short bus. And I told you, Big Cat, many times where it's going. Past the sign that says you can't F off past this point. Honesty, darling dears. Honesty is one of our what? Big Cat Bushido readies. It's the what? It's the fifth in line. Excuse me, I'm mixing them up. Excuse me. Number 5 is what? The energy of the Hierophant. Trust as well as what? Wisdom. Through honesty is wisdom, whether people want to bear it or not. Some people can't take the truth of honesty and they will hate your eyelashes for it. Well, that's their business, mate. Say it once and keep it popping. Keep it fresh. The universal energy is today what? To come out of what? Societal norms. Or what? A tight fit that doesn't go with what you've got going on. Please excuse the adverts. Sometimes they come with a message and sometimes they just keep coming. Base of the deck, darling dear. Focus and discipline. You got to be disciplined, darling dears. Jesus had to be disciplined when he was in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights as he was attacked by his what? Conscious mind. You got to be disciplined. You have to know how to what? Nip the ruminating thoughts in the bud, darling dears. Question them. What do you mean? That food that tells you that you're either too fat or too skinny, you're ugly and all. Question it. Where is it coming from? Why is it there? And is it necessary to you to what? Continue with honesty and moving forward. When God speaks to you from the inside out, darling dears, divine, the voice of your intuition, your discernment is the most high, darling dears. It's not angry. It's not forceful. It doesn't pick on you. It guides you in a lovely voice. It's like a knowing, darling dears. And you have the choice whether to go to the light or stay on the dark path where they, them, and can't trust their shadows after dark. You've got to be disciplined and you've got to be focused. Have a routine that is winning, darling dears. And how do you know it's winning? By re-evaluating at every stage of the game, darling dears, using the energy of the traveling moon, darling dear. I told you, the moon is waxing. Waxing is good for a big cat, darling dear. Why? It gives you a chance to observe and align your desires, your wants, right, with what the universe is about to gift unto you. And again, my right palm is itching me, darling dear. Skrilla.com. Choice, darling dears. People are going to hate you for being honest. Be honest anyway. People are going to hate you for being disciplined. Keep it going. Look what's underneath that. They'll try and guilt you out, right? But you have to remember, if you allow yourself to fall down that double Dutch path, darling dears, where you can't even skip over the cracks. Why? The crack is where the bottom feeders reside. The cracks to put doubt into your mind, and you will be in full-on regret, being the richest cat in the cemetery. Regretting what? The freedom that you could have granted to yourself in the face of what? Adversity, darling dears. Sometimes the biggest fight you will have is with what? The thoughts in your mind. Question them, darling dears. Question them at every stage. This is about being mindful. And you can't base your value on other people's actions, especially when they're what? Part of the societal norm that you're breaking away from.
The world's greatest photography game.
Maybe it should be the world's greatest photography. Take a snapshot of your life, darling dear, and realize what doesn't fit into your picture, your paradigm. What's holding you back? What's taking your focus from discipline? Whom or what is trying to guilt you into what? Doing something that is what? The hamster wheel, which we don't like it. We don't love it. Base of the deck, darling dear, the truth roof. Pinky's up. Honesty right next to the truth. I love it. Stay with us. It's been caught. Does it want to stand up? It's going to have to, mate. Honesty and truthfulness, darling dears. And love. The cup of self-love. Love of thyself. In that self-love, darling dears, you teach people how to treat you. You don't give them what? An opportunity to get what? 2 red flags up. Are you mad blood, brah? Or brah? You haven't got the time on this Malkuf to be going through what? The regret, the guilt. Having what? Offered out your cup of love, right? Didn't guard your heart like it said in what? Proverbs 4:23, and just gave it out. Self-love, self-care, self-worth, yeah? You love the Most High, you love yourself, your progeny comes next, and after that is the body in the bag. Be of one accord, darling dears. You can't fill up anyone else's cup until your own is filled and overflowing with what? Goodness and mercy, darling dears. Greatness. This is about your emotions, not allowing your emotions to rule you. Because if you love yourself, you're not allowing yourself to be angered so easily. Because then you'll understand that what? You're still giving up your psychological password, and whatever that situation, person, place, or thing is the tampon string in your life and running you and keeping you from discipline, focus, right, and winning. Be honest with yourself, darling dears. Certain relationships are going to be kaput today. Whether it's with person, place, or thing, big cat. Base of the deck. Because you're breaking free, blood. I can't make it up. My cards don't ramp. You weren't meant to fit in a box, darling dear. You was meant to kick down those walls and go into the undergrowth. How do you become what a true leader in your field if you don't try to be the baddest cat you can be? And how is that? Discipline through knowledge, darling dears. Knowledge and power. Right up there with what? Air and water. Love of yourself, darling dear. Be honest. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Grand Rising. Divine Love. Glad you could pop in. Slim Jim Wagwan. Bonita Ballerina, my dancing cat. Hello. Who else is here? Martin Norwood. Fist Bump. Audrey Die. Big Cat Wave. Who else is here? Quickly run through. We've got the Eternal Melanin Goddess. What's going on, darling dear? Glad you could pop in. CB? Always can do with the CB, darling dear. What's the CB stand for? You see what? Point A and point B. Where's my shoes now? You gone? Yeah, that's what CB means. You see point A and point B. We've got Star Lover 22 and who? Justin. Is it Gian? Listen, I don't know if I said that, baby, and I'm not going into it, mate. You are now Justin G. And you big cat. Listen, I gotta break it down so I can keep it popping, because I can be such a chatty cat. Anyhow, you've got two runes. When runes are cast, you read them from right to left. Yes, baby, and the first one better be the best one. It's what swallows sun energy. Your life force. It also speaks about being healthy at this moment in time, making healthier choices, understanding your energies, darling dears. You've got to what? Keep it to yourself. The sun is represented by the letter S, the number 76, 77, 78, and 79. The 1 and the 9 in the sun goes to a 10, darling dears. The 10 brings into mind the wheel of fortune, having what? To take a chance on yourself, taking a risk, darling dear. It also brings in what? The ending of a cycle as well as transformation, which will bring blessings, having raised your vibration and about to be blessed. The sun energy also speaks about what? Parties, celebrations, also what? Things going forward. The sun is also what? Big cat Leo energy, as well as what? The solar plexus, which I said is being ignited today. Yeah, it's being ignited, whether you like it or not. But you have to also understand, with what light always comes a bit of darkness. But you have to know how to transmute those emotions, those thoughts, darling dears. We're trying to get to the what? The subconscious, the feminine ruled subconscious. I love it. I don't hate it. I love it. It also speaks about the raising of what? Your inner child. He also speaks about divination. Some of you are what? Going on the path of learning tarot or oracle. It could be what? Your pendulums, whatever it is, darling dears. Whatever works for you, do it. It will be a success once you what? Realize it's helping your self-esteem, because when you use divination, you're asking yourself, it's a higher mind. You are tapping into your subconscious, darling dears. It also speaks about what? As I said, somebody's already making foreign travel, a holiday, going to foreign lands, darling dears. Yeah. Continue to be what? Creative. But it's in some of you, you're feeling a bit restless at this moment in time. The sun also speaks about what? Learning of a pregnancy, as well as somebody stepping into the spotlight. A lot of what? I'm feeling jealous energies being directed towards those that are in partnerships. People are what? Pouring what? Molasses, right? On whatever you've got going on, only because why? They don't know how to break free. Oh, you also have Lagaz, represented by the hanged man in tarot. The numbers 99 as well as 15, as well as the letter L. It speaks about what? The unknown. It also speaks about what? Seeing a new perspective, right? Taking the time to what? See the illuminated path for you. Water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, as well as the Neptune. Neptune is the 9th planet. We're dealing with the 9 today, darling dears. Love it. It speaks about what? Dreams, right? As well as using your intuition, as well as what? Raising your spiritual level. Use your psychic abilities today, darling dears, to what? Transmute any what? Negative, violent, angerful energies that come up. You have to understand. It's the what? Conscious mind trying to trick the subconscious into making you believe you're a dummy bat and what? Stuck in a situation. This also speaks about what? Somebody's also going to be getting the green light. They're coming out of prison, darling dears. If they're the ones that you've got a restraining order, get it restrained. Yeah. Not gonna like the fact that you've created what? A happy freedom, a circle of happiness around you. This also speaks about the delay, some kind of a letter. Confirmation of travel is being delayed for someone at this moment in time. But then again, we are in Mercury retrograde. Recheck your travel plans. Look at the small print, darling dears. See if your insurance is covering everything. I'm also feeling a bit fancy today. We're going to go over the dominoes as well. Good God. It fell all the way into yesterday. Hold on a minute. Fortunately for me, I've got my core ball and I'm dexterous. Good hip stretch there, darling dears. Watch out. Opened up all what needed to be opened up. Right. The one that was over yonder is an 8, darling dears. Absolutely love it. The energy of an 8. It speaks about action, mastery, accomplishment. Is also the what? Sign for infinity. Strength and health, and again, big cat Leo energy. Leo, the 5th house. Divine wants you to adopt a more childlike spirit today. Look at the situation that is trying to anger you, or a situation that you're trying to cut off in a graceful manner, darling dears. Look at it through the eyes of a child, or even like a dog. Yeah, I know you're big cat, but look at it like a dog. What does a dog do? It'll sniff it, it'll try to eat it or play with it, and if it's not working for the dog, it'll pee on it and keep it pushing, right? Examine the situations around you, darling dears, understanding that you are big cat and you've got what? Discernment as well as intuition. Use this unavoidable change to what? Move you onto the path where you want to be. Use the energy of the waxing moon. Yes, baby. The 3 5, as I said, is an 8 energy of what? The Empress, Venus, as well as Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. It speaks about being abundant, again, knowing your worth. On top of what? The Hierophant, Taurus energy. This is about trusting in the divine, trusting in the path, listening to your intuition. It also speaks about boundaries. Both of these numbers is about boundaries, knowing your worth and adding tax. Some of you are also going to be promoted. A job promotion, or promoting yourself in your business or businesses, because we're working on what? Multiple streams of income kind of a thing. And today is what? Saturday, Saturn day, where rules and regulations will be put in place. But Saturn also what? Tasks you with being what? Industrious, darling dear. Working hard to remove restrictions. And it also represents what? The 3rd eye. Intuition, darling dear. Follow those impulses, those loving impulses, to the letter. The energy of the 5-3 speaks about what? A strong influence on your career. Yeah, on your life is about to change. Something that you're doing differently. Maybe it's the what? Cutting off the energies. The energies that you possibly didn't even realize that they were toxic until they was proper missing. And nobody called the police. It does not need to be an open investigation. Did you hear what he just said? A new way of thinking. Everything is a message on my reads, darling dears. And when it stopped being interrupted, we'll carry on. Oh. You got 3, 4, and 5 steps being divinely ordered. The 3, 4, and a 5 goes to a what? A 12, darling dears. Yes, baby. Energy of, again, Lagaz, the hangman. You need to see something from a different perspective. Understand what you bring to the table. Understand the world you want to create for yourself. Give yourself that chance, right? Take the chance on you. The energy of the 4 is what? You've got the Emperor and the Empress energy out here. This is a balancing of your masculine and feminine energies. Some of you are finding a better way to balance it, right, as you continue your spiritual journey. The energy of the Emperor is Mars as well as Aries energy. Mars is all about the what? The I am. This is about you getting aggressive with what you want to bring forward. It also speaks about consciousness, right? The conscious mind, darling dear. You have to use your what? Your will and your intention setting. Be disciplined. Why? Because you also have the full energy out here. Mercury as well as Uranus energy, which is what? Spontaneous. It's a sudden change. And it also speaks about um, uh, IT, technology. Something to do with technology is about to suddenly change for a big cat today, darling dears. Emperor energy also speaks about protector and provider, possibly even bossing up, darling dears. The blank four speaks about what? Financial difficulty. Somebody's about to what? Overcome a financial difficulty. Why? You're dropping someone like a hot potato, that one that always wants to borrow something. Yeah, I told you the best way to get rid of certain people is to lend them that scritter, but not more than you can afford to lose. They'll be hiding from you for here. Good, good. The basura will take itself out. Yeah. Adversity, tragedy, and hardship, darling dear, being averted for some. But you have to see the different perspective, and there's always a sunny side. But it has to come from within. An inside job, darling dear. Optimism must be the key today, as the math ain't mathing. Right, let's get some cards to read from. No, we're just going to go with the tarot. I'm going to run the tarot and see what happens. Should we use this one? Why not? It's in my hand. Hello. Oh, strength card, darling dear. Again, big cat Leo energy. The fifth house. Let's talk about the fifth house, right? Ruled by the sun. We've already spoken about the sun, darling dears. It's about your childlike spirit, and it also is what? Pushing you to take a risk. The fifth house is about taking risks, darling dears. It's also the house of what? Progeny as well as your hobby. Somebody needs to take a risk on a hobby that they've got, possibly involving something to do with progeny, with children, or your childlike spirit, using the enthusiasm, right, to get yourself motivated, darling dears. You've got to work yourself into a frenzy sometimes. It also speaks about what? Being drama, being confident to overcome drama and the dramatic today, darling dears. Take the risk and the chance on yourself. Somebody is also what? Looking towards getting into a romantic situation. When we did see the Emperor and the Empress, I told you, you can get into a relationship with whomsoever you want to be in, but you better interview them to get the boozy badass on. Interview them, darling dear. And don't let nothing be set in stone, right? At least until after the 25th of October. The lunar eclipse as well as the new moon in Scorpio, darling dears. Scorpio is the planet of what I desire, and it's also the what? SEX planet, darling dears. Go after that time, please. Unless you want to do it in Mercury retrograde, which is supposed to end, well, it ends tomorrow, but you'll still be in the pre-shadow, darling dears, for another 2 weeks after that. So we're looking at around the what? 16th of October, and it is in Virgo. Virgo, the sixth house. The sixth house of what? Could be skullduggery, darling dears. It's the house of rooting in. It's also about your job, darling dears. Somebody's looking at their job through new eyes. New eyes, realizing that they are the prize, taking their skills on the road. It also speaks about illness. Somebody will be overcoming illness. This is the health card. Possibly a new what? Healthier routine. Maybe you're going holistic. Who knows what your gangster is, darling dear? Or whatever it is. You have to be disciplined in order to see it all the way out. See it through to the end. What's this? Oh, okay. Look. The strength card. We're kicking off at a hot trot, darling dear. This also speaks about what? Being tempted off your flip-flop, your common sense, paying attention. It speaks into what? You being the hero in your life today, darling dears. Using your spiritual strength to understand what? You have a responsibility, right? But the care for others must come to self first. This is also a sign for you to what? Show no weakness. If it's like being what more flamboyant with life, darling dear. Be regal yet flamboyant. It also speaks about the heart space, using the heart space. For some, a true friend will what be showing up in your existence. But again, I tell you, everyone must be interviewed, and you have to also check in with yourself because you will attract what you're vibrating on, darling dears. Clarify the strength card, please. What's going on with the strength? Not drama free, darling dears. Good golly gosh, from a reverse emperor. Or it could also mean somebody's what? Using their spiritual strength, using the knowledge that they've gained, strength card, Leo energy, right, to turn away of them being, because this is the judgment card. This is leaving one part of your existence behind that was major. It was big for a time until it wasn't. Judgment is also what? Divine calling, your steps being ordered. Yeah. Liberated from you're being liberated from a situation. If it's a person, this person didn't respect any form of boundaries, and if it was a partner, you're best off out, eh? Best off out. It also speaks about somebody wanting to return because they see you as strong. They didn't bargain on you what getting great, darling dears, because the judgment also speaks about an ex-friend, family member, whatever, or an ex-situation rearing its ugly head, darling dear. But you know it's what? It's full of wickedness. A high commander Decepticon. This must be a narc-free zone. This is narcissism, sociopath, whatever the path's made. This person will have it. You're being what? Freed from a situation. The planetary energies are also lining that you what need to cleanse your anger around the situation that must stay in the past or will be going into the past from today. This is Archangel Michael, darling dears, and it also speaks about the trumpet call. Somebody's rushing towards their final examinations. I don't know what field you're in, darling dears, but you need to pay attention and do the proper revision. There will be no second chance. This is what you've told yourself. So if you're about to make a life-changing step, darling dear, you have to help yourself along the way. You're also going to get the what? An old friend wanting to renew the contract, darling dear. They want a fresh start. They're an old friend for a reason. You need to use your flip-flop, darling dears. Not everything is supposed to be what? Dug up and brought out. Didn't you see the pet cemetery? I saw it and took note. Yeah. Someone who is not changed one fig. This is somebody who is in their comfort zone. This person is going through judgment. They've got the karma on them, darling dear. And someone is also afraid of making this major change. They're wondering if they've really got the strength to possibly walk alone, darling dear. Well, you came to this world on your own. You don't go out on your own unless you've got what? Volunteers to come with you. Base of the deck, Tree of Life. Someone is afraid to what? Take the leap of faith, begin again. You have to remember the second chance is when you realize you've only got one life, darling dear. This is also what? Somebody who is not on, somebody or someone's who is not on a spiritual journey, darling dear. This is somebody that's looking to come and take from a situation. Have you noticed all of the cards are major arcana? This is when divine steps in, darling dears. You've got 2 reverse, 2 in the upright, and the Tree of Life in reverse. This is also a reminder that certain things, certain healing, in order for it to come through, you have to go back, darling dear, to find the originating spot. The point, because it will be shown to you if you are open to spirit. It will be shown to you the point of when you went down that road of darkness. I told you I found mine. It was at the age of 6. And it took me what? 44? 44 years to untangle myself. So, you know, everybody's journey is at a different pace. So you can't fight someone or be upset because someone is not on your same page. You can quietly excuse yourself from a situation. This person or people want to be Mac the Knife in your life. This is somebody who's stuck in negative cycles, negative relationship, a job they're not enjoying. Being around people that they can't trust. It also speaks about what? Fiery temper. This is someone or someone who is quick-tempered, but they hide their emotions. This is someone who is a little finger, darling dears. Divine wants you to be wise. Understand that every situation is a chance for you to learn a lesson and have what? Spiritual upgrade. Strength card. Base of the deck, darling dear. Juggling and struggling. Somebody who likes the attention of others, unable to prioritize their debts, their pentacles, their common sense. Let me tell you something. They've got bats in their belfry. This is an unchecked psychosis. Clarify the strength card. What did I say? Someone is about to be put out there, darling. There, stand your ground, Scotty. 7 of Wands. This is about you, what? Realizing what is not the good energy around you. What's on a rinse and repeat. You can't, let me tell you something. When you are evolving and when you've learned to walk alone and stand alone and be independent, it's nice to make new friends along the way. But if they're not evolving in their own gangster, they're going to keep you stuck because you always have to look back. And any information or advice you give them, darling dear, it will be met with what? Force. Sometimes you just have to realize that cutoff game is for your own sanity and your own greatness. And again, it's what? Can you see the double big cat Leo energy? Somebody is childish around you, extremely childish. And the dominoes went to a 12, hangman. They created a lot of obstacles and delays in your situation or would like. But you've already broken free, darling dear. Keep your eyes on the prize. Mindfulness, darling dear. Mindfulness. Your future self will thank you. Blocking them out. Yeah, because they're struggling and juggling, darling dear. Didn't I just shuffle and that came up? Look. 9th cup, emotional for happiness. Emotional fulfillment, getting what you truly deserve. Pisces energy. Pisces is the 12th house. It's also the house of what? Hidden enemies. You're being blessed in someone's face, darling dears. Someone or someone's who's struggling in every relationship and they're barely holding on. I said barely, right? I'm not going to be I can't be sworn in a court of law to this, darling dear. Their mind is not right, blood. They can't understand how you managed to what? Overcome a situation that you, a bind you was in, darling dear, but it was a mental thing. Being afraid to step into the unknown. Yeah. Healing, darling dear. Recuperating from a situation. We've got the Libra energy. Libra is the house of what? Contracts and partnerships. Having your emotions balanced out over a situation in the past that kept you delayed. Hangman from the dominoes, as well as the runes. What about this past person? Yeah, message coming towards you. Page of Wands if it's not your progeny. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, but they're coming in as mass marauders. This is somebody that wants to come back and celebrate with you. Somebody who didn't celebrate you in their company. There was a mask wearing marauder, darling dear, that came with tragedy, setback, right? And misfortune. 3 of Cups can speak about a third party situation. Yeah. This is also what? Healing from a situation as well as what? A miracle happening in your life. A new beginning. Wheel of Fortune could be a new vehicle, a new home, but you've been moving forward. Progress, darling dears. Some of you need to what? Celebrate what you've achieved. You need, or should I say, you want to get into the process of what? Self-validation. Many are called, darling dears, but very few are chosen. And this road, this path of walking alone isn't easy. But there is so many gifts. Not just the gift of healing, darling dear. It's a chance for you to realize that you're in the spotlight. Celebrate yourself. You have a message coming towards you. Page of Wands generally comes with good news, but it's still fire energy. It also speaks about possibly a message through some kind of action you've taken. Could be in the working field, could be towards this holiday, the way you need to check the small print, a new beginning, or information on the cutoff, darling dear. Yes, it's information on the cutoff. Situations that was coming with the confusion, blood. It wasn't working for you. The Page of Wands normally has 1, but on this particular deck, it's got 4. Okay, And this goes to 9 of Wands, darling dears. Listen, whomsoever, if it's a past person or the energy coming towards you, because you have to pay attention. Before you're blessed, you always get what? A spanner in the works to see if you're worthy of the next level of ascension. This is conflict and confusion, but conflict and confusion for you, darling dear, spells what? Change. Change is afoot. This is also what? Gossiping and arguing. They're going to have to allow that shiznai. Somebody who is going through the struggle, darling dear, and the struggle is real. Why? Because they're going through a tower moment in reverse. They're not realizing you got to change the person in the mirror in order for your circumstance to change. This person is gossiping about you. They're saying things about how you're acquiring your wealth or your knowledge. It's through what? Dark things, darling dears. They're saying this, they're saying that. Yeah, all because of what? They're a toxic trick, darling dear. And it's all in the face of you being blessed in their face. Every time they curse you, you win. Self-validate, darling dears. Look at your path. Look at what you've achieved. It wasn't easy. Toxic, darling dear. They're still attracting toxic situations, which is no victory, darling dear. Again, big cat Leo energy. All of this on the solar plexus. Yes, baby. The solar plexus is represented by what? Big cat Leo energy, darling dear. The sun energy. A new beginning. Moving forward. Use your what? Empower yourself. Empower yourself, big cat. Clarify the tower on its face. 2 of Wands on the 4 of Swords. Turn your back on the toxic situation. You may even hear gossip coming up, darling dear. But the tower is a chance for you to what? End the cycle. World card, a new beginning. And again, it speaks about the what? World Wide Web. Spying, possibly getting your business out there. Some of you are going to be taking seminars. And it really is going to be a whole new, a brave new world for you, darling dear. But you will get the tree of life, the fool's journey again. With what? Knowledge as your go-to move. The World Wide Web for the spine. Well, whatever they're watching, mate, they're getting the what? The quiet death, darling dear. As they see the rebirth of you, standing up for yourselves. Big cat Scorpio energy. Scorpio again is the 8th house. The 8th house of what? Knowing what's going on, darling dear. It's about I desire. It's the house of finances, taxes, loans. Somebody's going for a loan, possibly even a house loan, because with the Page of Wands looks like it's got an 11-11 fade around him. Previously turned down for a loan. Try it again, darling dear. Try it again. 9 of Wands. This is a turning down of a loan. Not getting a job prospect you wanted. Whatever it is, divine is telling you to what? Dust yourself off and try again. Come through a layer. Posh. Clap. This is the purpose of this life. It's the learning the lesson and getting better. Learning the lesson and getting better. Fail your way to success. Look, and the fool appears on the tree of life. Don't be afraid of the unknown, darling dear. Don't be afraid to cut someone off that is not for your highest good. Sometimes they even ghost you, darling dear. Let them stay a ghost. Don't bring them back. Remember the pet cemetery, darling dears. You'll know the body, but you won't know what's on the inside. A hood-looking alfalfa with chucky ways trying to get you where it hurts. Split the deck. Sun again, darling dears. Love it. A new beginning. All of this big cat Leo energy. And we also have what? A sun dial. It speaks about time as well as timing. What about the timing? Oh, yeah. It's never the right time to what? Kick over that cup of opium. Yeah, situations that are more emotionally challenging for you. Remember, whomsoever controls your emotions is your king. This is no longer drinking from the cup of cognitive dissonance. It also speaks about what? On the sun card, we're going to be hearing of, I'm sorry to have to say, you're going to hear of a miscarriage. Sorry for the loss, darling dears. I know it's not easy. But you have to build again, darling dear. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. The Palace of Wands speaks about a hard journey, but what? Spiritual ascension. You will get to your goal, but it's also a reminder of what the lesson of the journey, darling dears. What did you learn? Continue to keep your mind optimistic. Question the negative thoughts, darling dears. Question them. because they have no foundation. You have to remember, we get about what? I don't know, about 60 or 70,000 thoughts a day, darling dear. And 80 to 90% are the same thoughts you had yesterday. This is about you interrupting it and raising your vibration. Interrupt those thoughts. They're so rude. What time is it? We're on 45. So the math ain't mathing. Find discipline, darling dear. And be honest with yourself. Oh. It's going. It's not as stiff as it was before. Because I found what the issue was. So I'm thinking, this is what happens on your spiritual journey, the shadow work. It's not something that you just get over with, darling dears. And it seems like as you continue to raise your vibration, live on your own understanding, walking alone in some cases, you think you've been over something. But when your body is prepared, when your mind, when you've raised your vibration, your consciousness, your subconscious mind is your go-to move, darling dears, trauma will be shown to you. But it's only as your body is prepared for it, as your mind is prepared for it, because you will not be looking back and falling for what? Let me drag the world over my head. I've got to go to bed. No, it won't be that attitude anymore. You'll be looking at the solution rather than the issue. Yeah, an offer on the tableau, darling dears. Job offer, new home, possibly even a loan that somebody's looking for. What was once, when they said yes, now that when they said no, they're now saying yes. Yeah, look what fell in reverse. That means good dharma, darling dears, a blessing. What's this? And an epiphany, darling dears, on a 9. When you go within, darling dears, focus on what self-improvement and self-examination. Things will be revealed that is going to raise anger in you, darling dears, but you have to learn to transmute it. Don't live on that. Again, I'm telling you, it's like what? Taking the poison and waiting for someone to die, or holding on to a hot coal, right? Going to chuck it at someone, but yet you'll burn a hole in your own hand. Put the plot twist in your situation, darling dear, when the math ain't mathing. Capricorn energy, because the Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo energy, this is what earth energy. It also speaks about what? The winter months. This is where you put your back into it, darling dear. Learn to be what? Self-supporting. Be more practical with your energies, right? Give yourself a chance to meditate. Allow your mind to open up to you, to the fertile, infinite possibilities that are being presented towards you. Be more nurturing with yourself. This is how you create harmony in your life, darling dears. Split the deck. Allow the merchants of slander, darling dears. They're going through it. The math ain't mathing for them, darling dear, and they're blaming you, big cat. Why? Because you chewed off your proverbial foot. And you said what? Love and light. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, Todd love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. Jacqueline, Arenton, Big Cat Wave. You came in on a skeet. What's going? What's going on, J.A.? What did I just say? Don't get smoked and don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Until we meet on these tarot streets again. Big Cat Wave. And remember, Big Cat, bestie, remember, when it's not mathing, it's at the point of rigor mortis, the point of death, minus the Big Cat, yeah? Fist bump.